Jonah was a man haunted by dreams. Every night, he'd wake up gasping, the same recurring image floating in his mind. A massive creature in the depths of a stormy sea, calling to him. For months he tried to ignore it, but eventually he knew the sea was summoning him, and so he set sail. The ship was bound for Tarshish, away from the place he called home and from a strange task that he couldn't quite understand. His heart beat faster with each mile the ship covered, but it wasn't excitement. It was dread. He couldn't explain it to the crew, so he kept to himself, praying that the feeling would pass. But then the storm came. A monstrous tempest struck the ship, nearly tearing it apart. The sailors shouted in panic, tossing cargo overboard, desperate to stay afloat. Jonah, feeling a pull within his chest, finally confessed his fears to the crew. He told them about his visions and about the dark, suffocating feeling of something unseen that awaited him in the deep. "Throw me overboard," he said, his voice barely audible over the crashing waves. The sailors hesitated, but Jonah knew this was what the sea demanded. Reluctantly, they obeyed. The moment Jonah hit the water, silence fell over the sea. The waves calmed, and the storm vanished, leaving the crew bewildered and alone. As for Jonah, he sank deeper, swallowed by the ocean's dark embrace, and then he saw it, the creature from his nightmares. Not a fish, not a whale, but a massive ancient being, unlike anything he'd seen on earth, with eyes that seemed to know every secret he held. It opened its mouth, and he was swallowed whole. Inside, Jonah found himself in a place beyond reality, where time stretched and folded on itself. He didn't just survive, he lived memories he'd never experienced. Visions of other lives, other worlds, flashed before him. He felt things he'd never felt before: regret, love, anger. It was as if he was being shown every path he had not chosen, every word left unsaid, every life he had missed. Days turned to weeks, and Jonah lost track of time. Yet he couldn't shake the feeling that he wasn't alone inside this creature. Faint whispers echoed around him, other voices caught in the creature's belly. He tried to communicate, but the voices were disjointed, trapped fragments of people who had come before him. Then a voice broke through the darkness, clearer than the rest. "You are here because you fled." Jonah didn't recognize the voice, but he understood its meaning. He had been running from what? He still didn't fully know. But somehow he felt that he was nearing the end of whatever this journey was. One day the creature began to convulse, its body rolling and twisting. Jonah felt a tremendous force pushing him upward, as if the creature itself was releasing him. In a final surge, he was thrust out of its mouth and into the light. He found himself on a deserted shore, gasping for breath, the memories of the creature's belly fading like a dream. But something had changed. He looked at the shore, at the waves rolling in. He felt the weight of every choice he had ever made and understood, finally, why he'd been called to this place. He wasn't just meant to deliver a message to Nineveh. He was supposed to confront what he had long buried, his own fear, his doubts, and the life he had been avoiding. And in that moment, he knew that the story was only beginning. Please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to this channel for more of this videos.